Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I am so excited for today's video because spoiler alert, we are diving in to a new palette, and here's the deal. I love independent brands. I think that indie brands are one of the most beautiful things in the makeup community. I think that they are like the majestic unicorns because the quality, the idea, the inspiration, they are so not mainstream that I find myself so in love and so gravitated towards them. So every time I get the chance to dive into their products, I'm like an extra level of excited. So today we're diving into Coloured Rae, and guys, they came out with this freaking palette. Let me just show you. This is the Safari Rain palette. Like preview, oh my good word. I'm so ecstatic right now. But before we dive into any of that, here's the deal. Anytime I start talking about an indie brand, I always love to go in to their About Us section and learn a little bit about who they are, why they got started, what their inspiration behind everything they do is. Because I think that with an indie brand, like their heart and why they are who they are is such an integral part of the makeup and how they produce what they produce and why certain things matter to them. So that's always where I get started. So if you'd like to learn a little bit about Coloured Rae, follow me to their website here. I am at colourdrain.com. So reading from the website here, it says Lorraine R. Dowdy founded Coloured Rae in 2013, leaving a high-powered job in the financial industry to pursue her dream. She longed for a cosmetic line that encouraged self-expression and diversity, and included shades for women of color. Her aim was to create a standout cosmetic line that broke all beauty barriers. The meaning behind the name of the brand is colored, as in all aspects of color, and Rain, stemming from the owner's name, Lorraine. Lorraine has always had a deep and intense love of color, and strongly believes that makeup is a toy for grown-ups, which can be used to express oneself. A belief in all things beauty with no stipulations is what sets Coloured Rae apart. Starting a business as a woman of color has been a challenge, but Lorraine has pursued her passion relentlessly and created a collection of long-lasting liquid lipsticks, highly pigmented eyeshadows, and more in an array of unparalleled hues. Her advice to those following in her footsteps is to keep on rising to the top and don't let anyone tell you you can't reach your goals or that you're wasting your time. Stay fierce and keep on serving that black girl magic. Okay, so now after reading that, who loves it that much more? I do, because guys, one of my favorite things about makeup is when people come out of the shadows or they come out of a situation where they were more comfortable, they made more money, this, that, the other thing, but they come out of these situations and they throw themselves into a different situation just to make the world a better or easier place for someone like them. And I say this all the time, but one of my biggest issues, like when I review palettes left, right, and sideways, I'm always like, how would this look on someone with medium to deep skin tone? How is this going to show up on someone with deep skin tone? And I think that inclusivity is something that I'm so happy is finally being talked about, because here's the deal. At the end of the day, girl, I'm a pasty white woman. Like, I can't tell you what a pigment is going to look like on a deeper skin tone because I don't have any melanin at all anywhere on my face. So as much as I would love to be able to give that perspective, that is something that I will never be able to give, is the perspective of a woman of color or a man of color. I will never be able to tell you how that shade's gonna look, how it's gonna manipulate, is it gonna pop? That's just not something I can do. I can make an educated guess, but at the end of the day, that is never a perspective I will be able to fulfill for you guys or for anyone. And I just love that this woman comes out of nowhere and she's like, you know what? I'm comfy, I'm cozy, I have this good job, but guess what? I want to be there to impact women of color, men of color, people that I feel like are unrepresented, and I want to make that difference for them. I want to know that even if everyone else won't include them, that I will. That is what she said when she left her job and when she led by example, and I think that that is a beautiful thing. Anytime someone wants to change the game for the better and put themselves out there, I think it is absolutely amazing. So now that I've dove into the brand, all of that, I also want to take a little look-see here at the palette because I literally can't stop showing it off. Guys, I have a sweater right here that I planned to put on, but I could not come on camera and not have these on my arm. Like, these were so beautiful, I didn't want to wipe them off. But this palette, girl, this beautiful 9-pan ass palette, look at the, oh my god, are they not so stunning? I love this color arrangement. This is $39, and then down in the description box, it says, created after our owner Lorraine's obsession with wildlife and the safari, we introduced our first ever 9-pan Safari Rain eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette can be used to create everyday looks with a side of bling. Formulated for ease of use with the earth tones and exotic foil shades will not disappoint. Cruelty-free, and again, made in the US. Love, love, love that. Oh my, guys, I can't get over how beautiful these are on camera. Like, these reflect the light so stunningly, and they swatched like butter. Oh my gosh. So after I went ahead and did the math as far as the amount of product you get per pan, these are 1.5 grams grams, which translates over to 0.053 ounces, which, as you guys know, my preferred standard here is 0.05. So girl, we are good on the amount of product. And then also, before we get too far along, I also want to talk about the lipsticks, which I have swatched right here. First of all, I love, 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 love the shades that she chose for this collection. You have kind of like a mauvey nude pink, a deep burgundy purple color, and then like a nice warm tone, like terracotta, I would say, kind of shade. So, so beautiful. Their lipsticks retail for $15 a piece, which I think is a very nice price point. The pigmentation, so nice, super buttery. They just swatched right through. Now it says here that these have a wonderful soft matte texture that allows for long wear, and the shades you're seeing from top to bottom are May She Raine, Huntress, and Queendom. Oh my good word, those names. I love them. Okay, so I think it's time. We've talked about the palette, we've talked about the lipsticks, we've talked about the brand, and now it's time to put it on the face. So let's move on in, girl. Let's get to it. Now, out of all the shades, they did all swatch super, super nice. The only one that was a little bit more chunky, had a lot of fallout to it, was this one right here. You can see all of that gold that kind of kicked up right there. There you go. You can see all of that. But I think the only reason that that shade is like that is because it is more of a foiled shade, which you can definitely see in the swatches. It has a lot more reflect going on to it. And by the way, this palette also does have a full-size mirror, which I should probably take the plastic off of. But hello, hi, yes, we love a good mirror moment. Ooh, and we love peeling that plastic off. Ooh, it's my favorite part. Just gonna grab a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape here in the shade Porcelain Beige and throw that up on my lid to get me all good and primed. Okay, so now that that's good and tacky, I'm just gonna take my Morphe Y19 and dive into the shade Clay, which is that nice matte orange shade. And I'm just gonna lightly take and stamp this into the crease. This is just gonna get us started, and I'm not sure as of yet how deep I want to go, if I really want to dive into the green side of things. I'm not sure, because I really am drawn to this orange shade, but I'm also really drawn to this shade Tigress right here. Hello, hi, right over here. And I love this green shimmer, so I'm trying to like play my cards kind of cool and figure out, I don't want to overdo it, but I also want to be able to dive in and get like a nice safari vibe look out of this. So guys, I really went in with that shade, but I freaking love that color. I think it blends out beautifully. It builds up an opacity. Stunning. Like, you could use this as a shade that you're gonna blend out other shades with, or you can build it up and make it its own, and it gets so rich. Oh my gosh. Love this. Next up, I'm going to dive into the shade Matriarch, which is this beautiful deep matte brown right here. And I'm going to take that on my Morphe Y20, and I just want to lightly pack this on the outer portion of the lid. And I'm not sure if I want to do it on the inner and the outer yet, or just the outer. Whoa. Guys, the pigment. Okay, whoa. Calm down there. Whoa, 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 Nelly. Now I'm just going to take small circular kind of buffing motions and blend that shade out a little bit. But I don't want to spread it too far either. I just want to lightly blend it into the orange and create like a nice soft transition between the two. Now I'm thinking I am going to leave that just on the outer V because it is so nice and deep. I think if I put it on the inner V, it's going to make my eyes look a little bit too small just because it's so rich. So actually I think we're good to like cut the crease now. These colors are blending so easily that it's making like the work be minimal, which makes me so happy, because like, who wants things to take longer than they should? Nobody. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more of my Tarte Shape Tape here in Porcelain Beige, and I'm going to give myself a nice big old wide cut crease. So per usual in all of my reviews, I'm going to grab my NYX Glitter Glue. This is what I use for shimmers. Whether I put down a concealer base or not, I always take a little glitter glue. It just gives me longevity, because as you guys can tell, girl, I have some creasy ass lids, and this just makes sure that it stays on all day long and stays exactly where I put it. So I just like to take this in and I pat it over top of that concealer, and I just give it a second to get a little bit tacky. Then once that is good to go, we're going to take the shade Green Valley, which is this beautiful green shimmer, and girl, we're just going to set her right onto the lid here. You can use a brush for this if you prefer. I just love using my fingers. And we're just going to tap it all over. Oh my gosh. So stunning. Then we're going to go ahead here and grab our Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush in JH41, and we're going to pick up a little bit of that green shade just to take it all the way up to the cut and make sure things stay nice and crisp. Then we're going to take a different finger here and we're going to go into the shade Lioness, which is that really beautiful foiled gold shade. And this one does have a little bit of chunk to it, so kind of I'm going to just shake off my hand a little bit And then I'm going to take and tuck that shade into the inner pocket and blend out ever so slightly onto the green just to fade the two together. Wow, the foil on that, oh my gosh. And then once I've went in here and I've created what I think is a pretty lovely blend between those two shades, I'm going to take that same JH brush. I did wipe it off, so I got all the green off. And then I'm just going to, same with the green, grab a little bit on this brush and just give myself a nice crisp line. Now on the outer V, I'm going to go back in with the Y20 and I'm going to take the shade Matriarch, which is that deep matte brown shade. And I'm just going to very lightly stamp some of that deep matte brown over the edge of that green shimmer just to blend the two. And very lightly back and forth, just kind of wiggle that brown shade in there. Because I want it to be a really nice light transition. I don't want it to be too harsh. Just a nice, nice transition. I'm also going to go in again with a little bit on the Y19 brush and take the shade Clay, the original orange shade that we worked through the crease here. And I just want to lightly add a little bit more of that shade right up in this area, just to blend it out a little bit more. Oh my word. Guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run ahead. I have another video to film, and then I'm going to be right back, talk to you guys about the lipsticks, and we're just going to see what this looks like all completed. But oh my word. Is that not beautiful? I'm living. Oh, and I also need to clean up the edge. Girl, what are you talking about here? Hello. This is like one of my favorite things to do. It's my favorite step in the eyeshadow when I just go in and lightly clean it up. Oh, God, so beautiful. It's such a subtle difference, but I feel like it just makes my eyes go like it just, that was an awful noise. But okay, anyways, let me go ahead. I'm going to finish up my face, do some more videos, and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face, and before I dive into my final thoughts on the palettes, the lipsticks, I do want to throw out there the rest of the stuff that I piled on my face. So the first thing I'm going to address is the fact that I look slightly carrot-like. My foundation is a particularly off shade today, and I'm doing a foundation review. So spoiler alert, you'll see it later on in the week, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just know that it is luxury and that you will be hearing about it very, very soon. But as far as the other stuff that's on my face today, I went in with both of these palettes yet again. I'm still working with them, playing with them, testing them, because you guys did ask for a comparison video between the two. For this beautiful blinding highlight, it is actually a mixture of the shade Cookie out of that same palette, as well as the Lorac highlight that I just talked about in my month-end favorites. I will link it up here for you. This is Lorac in Celestial, and it is a beautiful highlight. So I mixed the two to get this beautiful, stunning moment we are seeing. And then for blush, I was like, girl, we can't leave this Pink Squad palette lonely. So I took the shade Dallas right here, and I put that on the cheekies, and it is oh so cute. And then also on the brows, I am wearing Thrive Causemetics in the shade Serena. I did do a full face of Thrive. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about it. I will link it up here. It has the bronzer. I did the lower lash line mascara as well as this. I've been using those a ton. So they're in that video. You can go check it out. Thrive is an amazing company. I'm going to stop talking about them, but go check that video out if you've never heard of them or if you're curious. On the upper lash line for mascara, I went in with the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This is a great mascara, and it does do a beautiful job at really clumping my lashes together. And I know that sounds really weird because like nobody really wants clumpy lashes, I feel like, but whenever I go in with a really bold look, or well, any kind of a look really, but especially a look like this that's very bold that most people would wear false lashes with, I always feel like I want my lashes to be a little bit chunky, a little bit funky, because I don't really wear false lashes, and that's something that when I first started my channel I felt really guilty about, or I felt really weird about. Like, everybody in the beauty sphere is over here wearing lashes, and then here's Paige like, not so much. You can obviously put lashes with whatever. I just don't believe that you need them for every look, so I don't wear them that often. I find that I like my looks without, and because I have such hooded eyes, I feel like when I wear lashes, a lot of times it covers up all the work that I just put in. So, you know, it really is personal preference. I just don't wear them a ton, and it doesn't hurt that my eyes are like so sensitive, so they don't really like false lashes anyways. So I'm just over here rocking my natural ones and loving every minute of it. Bye bye. And then on the lips, I am wearing a lipstick from this collection. Obviously, this is in the shade Queendom, and this has so freaking much opacity. You guys, this goes on and it's just like whoosh, a sheet of matte color, but it's not uncomfortable. It's a very, very nice kind of velvet matte feeling. No luminosity, no sheen, no satin, no nothing like that, but it just sits so nicely. And again, the opacity, you need very little of this to get a full amount of color, and it's a beautiful lipstick. So I really like these. I look forward to playing around more with that formula later, but I did want to give you guys my rounded out thoughts on this palette, as well as tell you what I did on the the lower lash line. So I guess that's where I can start. I took the shade Congo Basin, which is the beautiful matte green shade, and I ran that on the lower lash line the entire thing. On the outer portion of the eye, I took Matriarch, which is that deep matte brown. I put that just on the lower lash line, outer V. On the inner portion of the lash line, right up under the tear duct, I took Lioness, which is that really beautiful gold foiled shade, and I packed that on very lightly under the tear duct and then rounded out the inner portion of the eye with the beautiful Lorac Celestial highlight just to kind of meld all the golds on the inner corner together. And I feel like the look came together stunningly. Guys, let me just tell you, as far as not only a first impressions of this palette, but also a first impressions of this brand, I am so incredibly impressed with the quality. This stuff is stunning. And I feel like this collection and this video in general is just one more time for us to look at the entire spectrum of makeup and people that not only wear makeup, but that also create it. Because I think more often than not, we do get bogged down, especially as consumers, with getting all of the normal brands thrown at us, right? We have the Benefits and the Tartes and Loracs, and you know, we have all of these other awesome brands that throw stuff at us all the time, that it's really easy to forget or overlook all of the amazing independent brands that are out there just like rocking that indie market and putting out such amazing quality makeup with an amazing purpose and idea and perspective behind it. And I thoroughly love this eye look. I really love the perspective of this palette. And I think one of the things, I was thinking about this off of camera, one of the things I like most about this palette and the colors that she chose is the difference of thought process going into Safari, going into Jungle. I feel like we have seen Safari, we've seen Jungle, we've seen that type of theme before, but what's unique about this is that she's not afraid to really take it there and go with like the more grungy, almost military-esque vibes or colors with that idea. She didn't try to make it cutesy. She didn't try to make it like, oh, look at me, I'm a jungle princess. No, she was like, I'm a warrior, I'm a kick-ass queen, and I'm gonna rock the hell out that jungle. That was the vibe of this palette, and that's what I love. And one thing I did want to mention before I close out this video is that with this collection, they also released 2 brushes and a pair of lashes, which obviously anytime I do a tutorial or a review, I like to use my brushes, the ones that I'm used to using. That way, you know, there's never any discrepancy there, and I don't really wear fake lashes. So I just wanted to address that if you're curious or you're like, girl, why didn't you talk about those? Why didn't you pick them up? They're just not really things that I would have used so much, but these items are absolutely stunning. And that is it, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, let me know your thoughts down below on the eye look, your thoughts, Coloured Rae. Have you tried it? What are your thoughts and opinions? Are there any other indie brands that I should know about? One of you actually left me down in the comments. I don't remember. I think it was when I asked you what you wanted the full face one brand to be, but one of you left me the comment that I should do a full face of indie makeup, and I died. I'm like, that is the best idea because I love so much indie makeup. Like, it is my thing. Obviously, I would need to keep collecting a couple things. I have a few brands here and there, but I need you guys to tell me down below, is there an indie brand that you love, that you stand behind, that you're like, holy crap, yes, please. Let me know your thoughts, all of them down below. And you guys can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Please don't forget they're linked down below. Your girl's trying to get verified. All you gotta do is click that link, honey, and hit follow, and I greatly appreciate it. And hey, if you haven't done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications here on the wonderful U of 2, because y'all, I upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan, and it is a fun, fresh, lit time, honey boo boo. We talk about independent brands, big brands, new, old, love it, hate it. We talk about everything here, and it's just a fun time. I don't know what it is. I just love hanging out with you guys. I love knowing that every morning you guys are getting up, you're starting your lives, you're doing your thing, and we're hanging out together, and it's just fun. So anyways, you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. We are diving in. Oh, my teeth, my Invisalign just got stuck. Ooh. On the upper lash line, I went in with my Superhero Causemetics mask. Wait, what? And in case you can't, rude. On the inner outer, no, on the inner outer V, because you guys did vote in favor of a comparison video, so saw that coming.